Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we went and spoke with the Queen up here, who was also speaking with some other people and basically told us, yeah, so something's going on in another colony known as Hasongo, and we need to go and find out what's going on there. Okay, well, we do have a quest now. Perfect. We also, got a new companion with us. A member of the Royal Deadfire Company. I think that's what it is. Known as Maya. And also, we spoke with the prince here, who told us to do something about the pirates and the black market and all that kind of crap. Which we'll deal with later. For now, we have some looking around to do. So let's see what we can do. Let's start over in this way. What have we got in here? The raucous screeching of birds in their cages is endless. The Juana depiction of Hylia is almost menacing in its intensity. The cartographer bites his thumbnail and mutters to himself. Okay. Though simple in construction, the sink is clean and tidy. Someone has finished off a quick meal here. And that's the upper floor, which we'll go investigate in a bit. Let's take a look in this direction then. A Valiant diplomat and Granis Yurgar. Let's see. Makarama the Buoyant, beloved of Ngati. Polnamu Bird-Scorned, greatest of explorers, and Hemunga Makapu, defender of his people. Let's speak with the diplomat.
Watcher. Clearly you are an interesting woman to know.
Yet not interesting enough to speak with me. Okay. And you? You meet a tall, brown-haired man dressed in full plate mail. It might not normally catch your eye, but his mail is unusual, colored a deep green and emblazoned with the image of a golden tree. Hand on the pommel of his sword, he watches the crowd go by with keen eyes, relaxed yet fully alert. He narrows his eyes when he spots you.
What do you need of me?
He looks at you warily, as if he is deciding whether you are snake that might bite. That face doesn't really feel like it matches the voice, or the description.
Well?
Tell me about yourself. He's initially hesitant, unsure of your intent. Eyes narrowed, he sizes you up, then nods. Interesting armor you have there.
I suppose it is. Are you familiar with the Shield Bearers of St. Elka? We are a paladin order.
Shake your head.
The order began as guards for Elka, a noblewoman emissary of Kulkin, who bartered for peace with the kingdom of Vadir. The order's founders were forbidden to bring weapons to the meeting, and she was attacked. With only their shields to aid them, they fought off her attackers and brought her to safety. She later died of her wounds, and the Shield Bearers of St. Elka were born in her memory. I am the son of a disgraced noble family. My father and brothers were executed for treason when I was a boy. Rightfully so, I must add. And my mother, sister, and I were thrown out on the street. All we had to our names was a trunk full of heirlooms. One of them was this suit of armor, which belonged to my eldest brother. Now I endeavor to live up to its promise and redeem my family's honor.
Okay.
That's the long and short of it, really.
Can you tell me what you've learned? Can you teach me what you've learned as a member of the Shield Bearers?
Well, you would need to become a shield bearer yourself to really learn it all. I suppose I can teach you a thing or two as we stand here. The privilege will run you 3,000 copper, however.
For survival and athletics.
As you like.
So that's two people who are willing to teach me things for 3,000 gold. And I have 9,000, which is a decent amount, truth be told. I'm gonna need to get more money, so I'm gonna come back another time. I'm sure we'll be able to get more money soon. Hey, Wolfen. Alright, upper floor, let's look around here.
Marati pays coin to feed the great eel.
I'll speak with you in a bit. Let's see. What pages lie strewn between the books hold a strange arrangement of letters, not all in the Juana alphabet.
Done.
And I'm not going to steal any of that. We got this floor here. Barati, hello there.
He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati.
A sizable Aumaua tilts his head up and looks down his nose at you, flaring his nostrils with hungry interest.
You are a woman who sits across a fire with death. Akira?
Yes, the Pallid Knight and I are on familiar terms. He nods, clasping his hands with quiet delight.
For glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into their next life, Barati can offer payment. Coins for feeding hungry gods. Akira?
So you collect bounties.
Rewarding those who appease the great eel. This is Barati's cause. May the beasts of the Dreaming Lands never know famine.
Barati inclines his head and touches his brow, holding the pose with deep reverence. What bounties do you have available?
Tangaloa rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Adra in sacred lands.
Barati squeezes his knuckles until they're bone white. I'll take the bounty.
Akira, Tangaloa knew it would be so. Dichila sails her Voyager Alicio around the waters south of Nikitaka. The great eel hungers for her soul.
Barati touches his brow and inclines his head. Before we go, I had questions.
But do not keep the great eel waiting.
I'm still
Continue to
hunting.
hunt, good feeder. Return when the
Okay.
kill.
Alright, another bounty. Sounds good.
You songwriters need a guild if you hope to learn discipline.
Not so. We speak in the tongue of Ngati and Amira. Your pretty dances may upset the puddle, but we command the wind and sky.
Hey, I have missed our little talks.
Akira.
The quiet gurgling of the fountain is a constant backdrop in this spacious chamber. Okay, that's a way out. Anything on this side? Let's see. While Aruahi's collection is impressive, few of the blades are actually sharp, and whatever creature these jaws belong to was clearly massive. That leads down to the lower level, but here we have the rooftop. Let's see what we got up here. Motes of light dart through the winding streams of water like schools of fish. And there's the queen. I suppose we can speak with her.
You make a habit of turning up uninvited.
The queen has affected a far more relaxed posture. A pair of tigers lounge indolently beside her seat.
Kahopa, Tangaloa. Welcome, our guest.
She nods down to the cats. They fix you with attentive stares that cause many of the courtiers in attendance to gasp.
Watch out. When these things lick, well, I hope for your sake you're not ticklish.
You travel with a brave crew, Watcher.
Onikaza smiles up at Adair. Good Kahopa, good Tangaloa.
Nothing to fear, I say. If a queen cannot wrangle two cats, what right has she to the dead fire?
She drags a hand over both of their massive heads. They lean into the gesture.
There are many leagues between here and Hasongo. I trust you have packed for the journey.
I need directions. Which way to Hasongo?
Sail west from Nekataka's harbor. I would tell you to watch for a lighthouse, but Hasongo's Adra has gone dark. Take care that your ship does not run aground. There. You have it from a queen. Safe travels, Watcher.
Is that all? Nothing else we can speak about?
Watcher, I hope you're enjoying my
there
city.
is. Alright. You keep interesting pets, Highness.
Fine beasts, are they not? Gifts from the Wapua, a tribe of proud animal trainers. I named them Kahopa and Tangaloa, which makes the priests very unhappy. Aruihi thinks I should feed my enemies to them alive and screaming. Akira, I have given it thought.
She pats Tangaloa on her head. Not content to let the attention go astray, Kahopa shifts over until his ears are under the queen's fingers. You've been in my head since we first met.
Ah, Akira. But listen how the Watcher flatters me.
Onikaza chuckles to herself and shares a smile with the attendants in earshot. When her gaze swivels back to you, a presence like a storm cloud settles over your thoughts.
I cannot plant a seed in untilled soil. Akira, I want for there to be trust between us.
She raises her eyebrows to make sure you're paying attention.
The trading companies send spies to every corner of the mountain. I say there are places they cannot go.
Masked beneath a casual gesture of scratching her cheek, Onakaza taps the side of her head. If you can't feel at home in your palace, communication is the least of your concerns.
You and Aruihi think alike. This is my oasis, I say, not my prison. But you did not climb all the way up the mountain to pay compliments, I say.
You feel a light tug as the mental connection breaks. For now. Onakaza settles back in her chair and nods to you, her eyes straying to her attendants only briefly. Tell him, I wish to discuss the Huana.
We are the stewards of the dead fire. Our ancestors made this pact with the goddess Nagati long before Ukaizo, before the island vanished.
How long have the Huana been here?
How long does coral grow?
Until it's dead.
It is said the tribes assembled when Kohopa took his first mouthful of Amira's hatchling. And we will be here until the sea rises above our heads.
And you mentioned a pact with Ngati?
The one which taught us to shape water. It is said that Nagati bound her 4 guardians to protect the islands, the Adra, the seas, and the tribes. In return, she gifted them the forms of water shaping. For so long as our promise is kept, the goddess gives us dominion over water.
Onakaza touches her brow with reverence.
Did I do your mother justice, Takeru?
Akira. Somewhere in the abyss, she blinks her enormous eyes with approval, I say.
Awfully cozy how the tribes get to use the endorsement of a goddess in a land dispute.
Maya folds her arms and furrows her brow, a knowing smirk crossing her lips.
If that is all you see, then Nagati's lesson is lost on you. May I live to see Rawatai's conceit unravel them from within. Speak on.
So tell me about Nekataka.
Nekataka is older than our memory. We found the great city in ruins, and the Kahanga have spent generations replacing every cracked stone.
Who originally built Nekataka?
The Huana, of course. The mark of our ancestors runs deep. Walls and districts are not how we would build a city today, but this place has echoes of the past. And our future, I say, if we can but reach to grasp it.
This is a Huana city, but the trading companies are both represented here. Onakaza considers your reflection, nodding.
The Valians were very forthright in their desire to carve out a permanent outpost, I say. When cannon shot echoed across the seas, the Crown opened negotiations with Rawatai's armada. A healthier alternative to war. My brother thinks I am too lenient with our visitors. I say, I will accept even this uneasy balance. First, a question of my own.
Sure. Onakaza steeples her fingers and observes you closely.
This city is not how the tribes would live. Walls stand between neighbors, and the beach is too far to walk comfortably. There are angles of this city I cannot see from my garden. What place has Nekataka in the great pattern of the dead fire?
Nekataka is the future, a path ahead for the Huana. If the city is a reflection of the past, it's a poor one. You occupy this place which you found but did not build. Time will tell if it is a good fit. To be honest, I'm still getting my berries. I'll go with that third one. You occupy this place which you found but did not build. Time will tell if it is a good fit.
I should tell Aruihi to send more philosophers to the palace.
Onakaza smiles, sighing through her nose.
Akira, my thanks for your perspective. I say you give me much to consider.
You're welcome. Why do you put up with the trading companies?
Because we are the shrub in the shadow of an old growth.
Onakaza looks away and sighs through her nose.
Even the gods may protest, but this city blooms from the wealth of foreigners. Aruihi would have me force them back to their ships. I say it is better to feed my allies under a single roof.
I suppose that's one way to put it. Alright, well we've got a way down to Serpent's Crown here. Probably a ledge. Might be a pet we can pick up here. And I was right. And also a person. Prissy. Alright, what do you do? More effective with healing spells and potions, and your party members regain some health when they kill an enemy. That's actually pretty nice. Same as Abraham, except it doesn't do the recovery penalty change. But I'll keep what I have. And who are you? You find a young man with long blonde hair drawn back in a simple club. His clothes are spare but well-tailored, and his armor, a fine brigandine in blue and silver, is polished to a shine. He leans casually to one side, a clean hand on his hip, and sighs, bored. His eyes light up when he sees you.
Hello there. Come to have a word? I don't bite, I promise. Yes?
Tell me about yourself.
Gladly, my friend. Gladly. And how kind of you to ask.
He clears his throat with a theatrical wave of his hand.
I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor, desperate fool, you must be thinking. Well, waste not your sympathies on me. Truly, I consider it a boon rather than a punishment. All the comfort and none of the responsibility. What's not to like about that?
What are you doing in the Deadfire, then?
What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. I've nursed a great love for heroic tales since my boyhood. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gevard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself as well? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the interior wilderness of the Deadfire's larger islands.
That does sound dangerous in its own right.
Ah, but it's worth it for the stories I'll one day have to tell. But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself have been inspired by those old tales, why, it would be marvelous. Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do.
Can you teach me what you've learned in your adventures?
Oh, it would be my absolute pleasure. For a price, of course. 3,000 copper?
History and Arcana, another 3,000. I'll be saving up more money to get these.
Well,
and I'm sure there will be a way to get more money very soon. For now, we need to head out of here, because that seems to be everything in the palace. Very nice. Fortunately, there's a way out over here. Okay. We do still need to look to speak with the other two leaders, however.
Takehu, would you mind terribly if I touched your hair?
Of course not. Only touch gently, and they will return the favor.
Huh. That's what Angwer said when we were necking in the Merkberries.
Ha! Okay. Lovely. Right, let's see. So we can go. I think what we'll do is we're gonna head to the Sacred Stair and tell the members of Gone that they can do things. So to the Temple of Gone. This will be a good thing for the gullet.
So you're the commander of the Iron Flail?
Were you looking to enlist?
I believe I'd already spoken with them. Let's see. High Priestess Seywyn.
It is the light that has led you here.
Wait, do I need to talk to them about this? Maybe I don't. No, I just need to go right to the gullet and take care of that. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We'll take care of the gullet later, because there are other things to look at.
Hey, you stepped on a sacred palm beetle.
No, I didn't mean to. Darn it, you think that's bad luck on me now?
Ikera, the elders say your nose will fall off into the sand.
That sounds Wait, you wouldn't be pulling my leg now, would you?
I'm pretty sure he is. Okay, what time is it? It's gonna be night by the time I get over to Queen's Birth. Fine, let's go to the Brass Citadel. I think we can talk to someone there. Lower Imperial Command, I think? I think I'll be able to talk to people then.
I'm telling you.
It's impossible to cheat at Hazatoa.
He acts like he's gonna do one thing, then he does something else.
Kitchen,
That's called
office,
strategy.
barracks.
And
Maybe
don't
I was
we work
wrong.
for Atsura?
Maybe I do need... Maybe it is the upstairs part of the Imperial Command to talk to the guy in charge. Then again, we do have the representative here already. Yes, there's the one in charge. Ah, we can go in. Good. Let's see what they have to say. Hazanui Karu. Also, what are these? A game of Hazatoa is in progress. A plaque beneath the coral reads, "A piece of Rauatai for Deadfire, compliments of Coral Mason Rua. In your glory in your Ranganui." Hazanui Karu paces beneath her desk, looking like a shark circling the shallows. She clenches a long, elegant pipe between her teeth, the smoke trailing in an acrid wake behind her. She looks up when you enter and favors you with a brief nod of acknowledgement.
The former lady of Cadnua, and one-time terrifier of harbor masters, if dockside tales are to be believed.
She smiles briefly through the smoke.
You have not brought much good news of late.
Her pensive look returns.
So, in addition to pirates, profiteers, and slavers, the Deadfire has a vengeful god roaming its waters?
Well, things could be worse. At least it's not Skane.
Tell that to my dead at Hasongo.
She lapses into a brief silence, puffing on her pipe. I mean, the rest of my party was amused, but... good point.
Just what the archipelago needs. One more disaster tugging at the seams. He must be stopped.
She halts, turning to face you. You're finally able to get a good look at her. She's not especially large for an Amawa, but she carries her shoulders high. Her weathered face looks like to have seen many storm-blown and sun-beaten days on deck, yet her eyes are sharp and keen. Well, that's why I came to you all at the palace. She waves a hand dismissively.
If there were help to be found at the palace, do you think Deadfire would be such a mess?
Potentially.
The Valians won't lift a finger if it isn't to snatch a coin. And the Huana will barely do that much.
No? Tell it to the water shapers who washed your stranded boats from sandbars, Hazanui.
Takehu folds his arms and waits.
No one takes charge to solve the big problems. But perhaps we could work together to our mutual benefit.
She takes the pipe in her left hand. As she does, you notice that her right is unusually still. What do you mean?
Look around. Deadfire's full of fertile, temperate islands. Except for Andra's mortar. It's largely free of rough weather.
She waves her right hand, and you notice again that her fingers remain strangely still. You realize it's an unusually fine prosthetic.
Yet much of it is uninhabited. Itinerant tribes drift between some of the islands, and smugglers and slavers cluster around the rest. It's a waste. Imagine what this place could be, with well-guarded shipping routes. How many Rauataians we could feed with plantations here.
And what does that have to do with me?
You've got a good head on your shoulders. Deadfire needs more of that. If you're chasing the god who's stomping this place into the ground, then we have a common goal. And if you're going to survive here, then you could use an ally.
A hint of a smile tugs her lips from her tar-stained teeth. And what do you have in mind?
The disaster at Hasongo remains a key concern. We rely on the port there to ship food back to Rauatai.
She sucks on her pipe, hiding her worried expression behind a cloud of smoke.
That's on hold until you investigate. Short of that, there are other matters that demand attention. You've already spoken with Atsura. For now, I suggest you continue to work with him. I might have something for you later.
As you say. So what's the game board for?
Hazatoa. Atsura and I usually have a game running, and this one's been going on for over a month and a half. Atsura's good at misdirection, but I've got a mind for the long game. You look like you've come with a purpose.
And what happened to your hand? She extends her arm, holding the prosthetic between you. It's an exquisite piece with reinforced joints in each of the fingers and a smooth, sanded finish.
It happened a year into my first command. We were chasing pirates along Rauatai's south coast, and they landed a shot right next to our magazine. A lucky hit. I ran below. The fire was already spreading and making for our powder stores.
Well, what did you do?
I smothered what I could with my uniform, pulled the rest away with my own hands.
I see. If you hadn't, you and your crew would probably have died. She nods.
We don't get to choose our challenges, do we? Just the way we meet them. There's a cost to every victory. And the win goes to those willing to make a sacrifice.
She considers the wooden hand, turning it in the light. You sense satisfaction in her gaze.
I'll bet you already know a thing or two about that. And if you don't, Deadfire will teach you soon enough.
Farewell, then. Oh, we got a level up. Very nice. And I think I do need to focus on mechanics a bit. And definitely keep working on diplomacy. I like having diplomacy. It's a very good thing. And let's see, what skill am I going to take for myself? Vigorous defense. I've got the mule kick. Into the fray, I'm probably not going to use. Penetrating strike, I don't know about that. What are these that I have? Reduces recovery time penalty when switching weapons, no. Resistant to some afflictions. Fearless, actually, I kind of want to take. Less shaken, frightened, and terrified, less chance of running around and running away and all that kind of crap. That or will defense. I like being able to have iron will. I'll go with fearless. Oh, and I can do a new weapon type. I mean, I have the weapon types I want. I have the sword, I have the large shield, and I have the warbow. I mean, a flail or a mace as a secondary isn't the worst idea. I guess I'll go with the mace. Now that I really need it. And no one else leveled up. Okay. So that's that all done. Alright. I'm gonna have to end this episode here. Next episode, we should probably head over to whatever it's called. Queensberth, and speak with people over there. We will be making our way back to the Gullet soon, but we have a couple quests to deal with in that, and we'll take care of things eventually. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44, also known as Fly. That is Laniara, Adair, Joti, Takehu, and Maya. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, and I shall see you all next time.